Hello and welcome to today's episode of A to Z Lifestyles. I mean, it's often said that Ghana is great for many things, but when it comes to customer service, we're a little bit left behind. And we've seen a lot of videos online where people come to the country, have wonderful experiences, and when they are counting it back to the world, they always say, but customer service is an issue. Today, I'm talking to my friend who is like a pro when it comes to customer service. She's out with something really exciting. Stick and stay. We'll be right back. All right, so welcome back, Cassandra. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
This is the first time I'm interviewing you, right?
Yes.
The last time you interviewed me.
I did?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we did one.
Yeah.
Did you do one in the house? What?
No, we did it at Tank Palace.
At Tank Palace.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
okay,
yes.
good.
Yes. Yeah, I remember now.
Great. So, Cassandra has been doing so many things. She's delved into media, but now she's not more focused in consultancy around customer service. And she's been working with businesses. And today, she has a new book. It's called The Orchestra, The Art of Customer Service. So, Cassandra, what led you to this book?
Thank you very much for the time and for the opportunity to be here and to spend this quality time, not only with you, but with the rest of the world. I was just telling Ameyaw that if you look at where he is like, it's like this small place to the bigger world, and that is the power of technology. What led us here is started from my experience in the finance industry. Mm-hmm. And so coming back to Ghana, I started a skills development. First of all, we started the Money Hub Initiative, which is a financial literacy initiative. And as we were progressing on radio, on TV, we realized that there were a lot of other requests that were coming in terms of, do you do this kind of training? Can you give us skills on this? We also realized as we were giving people skills in finance, that if you do not add other skills to the financial literacy, there is no way the money is made. And so if the person has no dedication, has no resilience, has no teamwork, doesn't know how to relate with human beings, the business will die. The money won't come. And so we had to bring all these skills together. However, many years ago when I lived in SA, my mentor is a skills development specialist. And she trained me as a facilitator, as an assessor, and as a moderator, just so that I can help her with her work. Mm-hmm. And so from time to time, I would help her with her work. She'll give me materials to edit for her and to change. And I basically knew everything about skills development, but that wasn't my field. I mean, at that time, I didn't know that in few years to come, this would come and will become now my field of work. So as skills development became something that people were asking for as our business grew or scaled forward, we realized that it was time for us to go into different kind of skills. And so we started giving customer service first, because we realized that as businesses, as we were training these businesses, we realized that their relationship with their customers were not there. And the money comes from the next person. So if you do not know how to tap into the wealth of the next person, it means you're constantly throwing away your money. 5 people can come to your shop and you didn't even stand up to meet them. Then they all leave. At the end of the day, you go to church and say, Lord, I need business. Please bless me. Bless me. When I say this, my mom starts to laugh. But yeah, that is what led us into customer service, that field. And so we started with one company, and so far we're consulting for over 4 companies, and other institutions call us as and when they need our services. Yeah.
I mean, customer service consultancy, what really does it entail? Because do you get a call and say, hey, our customers are not happy, or we think our customers are not happy because A, B, C, come and look into what the problem could be? How does it work out?
For every business, we're always looking at how to become better. Mm-hmm. So any organization is always looking to become better. Mm-hmm. So when we approach them, or those that we approach, and we go with the idea of giving you value and making your organization better. Nobody says no to it. And so while we are there, we are able to do an audit and see how you are documenting your customer journey. And that is through the audits, we are able to say, okay, can we look at this? Can we look at that? Based on what we have seen that your organization do. Because if you go in and you want to dictate to them as to you need customer service, but we didn't say we were acting. However, we know from where we sit that there's a lot of things that we need to work on. And I believe that these organization leaders also know. But sometimes some of the things that we go in to provide skills for are things that they've been telling their staff already. However, it is not sinking in the way it should sink in, because remember that skills development is also a skill. To get adults to do the things you want them to do is a skill.
Study.
If they are children and you're like, hey, do it this, they will do. But this is a man who's been sitting at that position for 20 years. You want to now tell him what to do, he won't take it. So you see, it's a skill. And so we coming with that experience and that skill so to get them to do what you want them to do without them feeling that you are ordering them to do. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, generally, what are some of the issues you think people sort of overlook in the space of customer service that go to impact how they deliver?
So when we make it Ghana-centric, it gives me more to talk about because I grew up here. I was born here. Then I traveled. And then I see two different things. I'm like, what's going on? You know, sometimes the places I've lived, I realize that even people are quoted unquote hostile there than my people. Or maybe it's a perception that I have that like people are so sweet, you know, Kenyans are so nice, you know, they always, we always have that warmth. But not when it comes to our business. I've walked into shops where the person is sitting down, even if it's the owner. You know, sometimes you think it's the sales girls that do it. The next thing you realize that he or she is the owner of the business. And I'm like, you are the owner. We just entered. You're sitting. And you don't care. And sometimes you will try and shop around you looking for and you will get out and the person will still not say, did you find what you're looking for? How can I? That became my frustration. You know, so from that point of view, I became curious that what is it that makes a people that maybe in my mind, they're very warm. And even up till now, I ask people, how does a whole generation of people who are so warm and kind, because when people come to Ghana, listen to them and watch their body language when they talk about Ghanaians. It means that what I feel is exactly what they feel. They feel warm. They feel accepted. They feel welcome. If they could, they will all move to Ghana. But then they talk about the service. They're like, ish, but when it comes to the service, we waited 50 minutes for a meal that, you know, and that becomes so. When it comes to Ghana-centric customer service, I was born here. I grew up here. I have worked here. And I've worked outside, and I can definitely say that there's a lot. So from that perspective, I'm like, what is it about our culture? So I started going deeper to do some research, some study, and that has informed the way that we present customer service skills to our clients.
Good. Can we find some of that findings in the book?
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the book now. What's in it in terms of content? What drives it, and what do you hope to achieve?
So the Orchestra, I've read the book more than 10 times myself after publishing, after writing it, and reason being, every time I find something in the book that I realize is definitely going to change the way we do customer service or the way we approach customer service in Ghana. First of all, it is to make the reader feel and discover a certain power in them to understand that whatever it is you're looking for, God hasn't put it in you. It's actually with the next person and your ability to connect with the next person. Because whatever it is that you want to do, from, you know, the wealth that we want to, from develop talk about everything we want to do, it is your ability to connect to the next person. But if you do not look at it that way, you're always feeling that you may be superior, quote unquote, than the person who's coming into your shop. Oh, because I'm the owner of this shop. I'm superior. I opened that shop. I'm the minister here. Yeah. So when that thing is there and you have that kind of feeling, already you've missed it. You're going to lose all the blessings around you. And so I want to start first with the person reading it. That first of all is going to open up the orchestra has a science and an approach to the writing that is first going to open up the reader's mind to understand the power that they carry first. When you give service to people, let's start there. The happiness starts with you. Just knowing that you've been able to solve someone's problem. And so when we get to the bottom of that, and you know that, Ameyaw, if you are to serve Cassandra, the happiness first starts with you before it even generates a Cassandra. It means that what will you do? You will keep doing more, right? But if you feel like what I'm doing is just for Cassandra, no, she's going to feel happy, I'm not going to feel happy, then you won't do it. And so that's what so the art and the science of service that the orchestra present first has benefits to the person, to the service practitioner first, so that when your staff and the people who work for you understand that what you're going to give benefits them first, it gives them joy. To be able to do this and do it well. If it is food you're cooking, to be able to do it and do it well. When people eat and they're like, oh my goodness, who cooked this food? That joy is embedded in you and it makes you happier to wake up every day. Let's start from that. Before now, the joy that you transfer to other people. And because of that ripple effect makes us keep waking up every day to want to do that thing that first gives us joy. Because whenever human beings are stuck, it brings competition, jealousy, wickedness. So you see that thing of, you're always competing with someone. Why is it that she has this and I don't have this? That kind of thing is coming from the point of the person is feeling stuck. Yeah. But if you're no longer feeling stuck, this book is going to show you how you're constantly going to develop in what you're doing so that every day you add something new to what you're doing. It brings that kind of fulfillment first to yourself and then to the people that you're serving.
Great. So who is the target for the orchestra?
The primary target is the service practitioners, those who have direct contact with customers. And so you're talking about your business people, entrepreneurs. The business leaders are my secondary target, because even though they need to buy into the idea of getting the service practitioners ready for the market, they are my secondary target. My primary target are those that meet customers on a daily basis. Yeah. However, if you go deep into the ideology behind the orchestra, you realize that each and every one of us need this, from the pastor to the headmistress, looking at the kids as her customers and serving them to the maximum, So this goes beyond just the organization staff and the business people that get, that serve customers on a daily basis, but so that even the wife understands that my home is a place, if it starts with me and I want to serve people to the best of my ability, it changes everything in the home.
Sure.
It changes everything in the home. Yes.
Sure. I mean, you mentioned that it's become some sort of a cultural thing, and so people grow up and that's what they know. So having a book like this, why don't you also include it into perhaps the school curriculum at whatever level, so that people read, appreciate, and understand the art of customer service at an earlier stage, even before they start working. So when they find themselves in that space, it comes naturally.
Absolutely. So during our research and studies, I, of course, reached out to some of my professor friends and lecturers in universities. So most of them have said that, as soon as it is launched, they would want us to come and do the, some of the sessions with their business students. And so that, of course, is going to change the customer service from that side. This this book also reveals some of the, like I said before, the research we have done into our culture. So when we go into these organizations, some of the training that we have done, we realize that where there have been change and revelation is where we have spoken to people's culture, going deeper. If someone else were to come from another culture and talked about what I'm talking about, people will say, hey, but because it's a Ghanaian and I have experience of both, and I'm not just talking from facts, and I'm still going down to their, to their roots to say, there's something about us growing up where communication was one way and not two ways. Because of that, we have brought the same attitude into our business, where whatever service you're delivering is supposed to be two-way, but right now it's one way, where I give you, you take. Whatever, whether it's nice or not, you take. Whether it's good or you take. I give it to you, you take. You shut up. It's coming from somewhere. And so going deeper into that, you can see that people are like, okay. Yes. And so, trying to go deeper and looking for where the problem is coming from and saying, yes, it is who we are or it's who we have been, but is it helping? Yes or no? If it's not helping, how can we tweak it and make it better? Because we are so warm people. Customer service shouldn't be a problem. Yes.
And I mean, as somebody who provides consultation or consulting services for businesses on that, putting your secret in a book, won't they all now go and buy the book and know that this is what we have to do and we don't consult you anymore? I'm not worried.
See, I talked about something and I always tell my team that, first of all, if you want to sell something to someone, you must first make sure first make sure that it doesn't, you are doing the same thing. So one of the things we're hoping to achieve when we go and do these sessions with the organizations is to get feedback. Just not because we've done Orchestra, we've given it to them and we're like, take it, don't talk. We're giving you whatever is in there is the
Bible.
No. What we're saying is, let's have a conversation around it. This is years of experience and scenarios and examples. This we have collected over a period of time. And of course, because of where we sit on a daily basis, Ameyaw is into, media and stuff. On a daily basis, Cassandra wakes up and does her work around skills. So most definitely what I have discovered over the years is skills. It's not the same thing with Ameyaw. And so when I come and talk about something about skills, of course Ameyaw will listen. Okay, fine, you've got some experience. Let me listen to you first of all. But then it doesn't mean that I don't want to take what Ameyaw is saying with regards to his industry. So I take what you're also saying and then I match it to what has been. And we see what will be best for you. And so I am doing this because the orchestra reveals or gives you the signs of becoming better every day. I am not afraid to put the secret out there because you see, you ain't gonna catch up. I keep going, I keep going because we're in different industries, by the way. While you're in banking on a daily basis, I am going and doing research on skills. So we can't be on the, if you catch up with me on Cassandra, or I stop learning. But anyway, that's to say that this is how, when you are stuck, that's when you are scared. People catching up with you, jealousy, competition. But when you're constantly upgrading yourself, you are happy because the one thing we need to all understand is we can be in the same industry, but Ameyaw is different and Cassandra is different. The way I do it is, it can never be the same. The only time I sit and I want to check what is Ameyaw doing is because I have stopped developing myself. That's when I become stuck. Because if I keep developing myself, Ameyaw and I will meet on the same platform and we realize that we are complementing each other, because we have different experiences. And so I'm happy for the orchestra to go in there. And I'm looking forward to having sessions with people and even getting more feedback so that we can enhance and enrich the book.
So when is the book getting launched and how can people get it?
Absolutely. We're launching it for the first time on your show. Exclusive, yes, exclusive. And so, as soon as we're done, people can pre-order and we would definitely get it to them. So I can put the numbers there towards the end and then, we get people to, it is now out.
Fantastic. Yeah. So, I mean, you've shared so much wisdom in this short space, short time. Any final words you want to put out there?
I would like to say that, and this is for heads of organizations, to say that this is a book that, first of all, you need to get and need to also let your team have it. Most importantly, this book has practical discussions and action steps for you and your team to embark on to become better. But the orchestra, someone will say, why the orchestra? The orchestra, because you can see that it's a group of musicians, all professionals, all having a sheet. So as everyone is playing professionally, they're still listening to each other while looking at the conductor who is leading us. In an organization, if you want your business to work, you need to start understanding that the smallest person in the business matters. When we're playing in an orchestra, someone comes and just does mine, and his part matters. And so when we begin to take everybody in the organization very serious, it starts with the people you're working with. If you can treat them as well as you treat the vision, that is where success will begin for all of us. And so this is a book to get.
So how you treat them will definitely impact on the vision you have. Thanks so much, Cassandra. It's been amazing speaking to you. So make sure you pre-order. The link, the details, everything is below. Make sure you pre-order today and get yourself a copy for yourself and your team. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ameyaw.
Join us same time, another time. Bye-bye.